Hey there, and welcome to another Dave Does video. Today we're just going to have a look at the making of and the creation of the video Escape Plan by Throes of Exile. So this is, I'm just going to bring it up on screen. So this was filmed and edited in Filmora, shot on a Sony ZV-1 camera and a GoPro Hero 5 was the two cameras we used. We shot it in his front room. And I'll just show you some of the things. This is like a camera shot of us testing. So this was we just had literally a black curtain. This is me just kind of trying to work out. I'm a bit taller than James was, but that was our kind of trying to set it up. Here's a shot with
head banging out.
Just makes it a bit easier. So James getting himself ready. Hello James, there we go. But we were just trying to get some camera angles, working out what's right for the head, tops, bottoms, stuff like that. Now, I didn't use any of the shots where he's playing guitar and singing at the same time, because I personally, when I put it all together with all the rest, it didn't quite work. But that was the scenic scene. So we got loads of, you can see this black material. I didn't want it to look like the black material, so we had to do some work with contrast. So here we have all the videos. So we took, I think we used 4 or 5 different camera shots, lined them all up. As anyone's seen it before, I edit them all down, chop them into pieces, and then drop them all into the bottom line. So the bottom line here is that one. For some reason, I've got a left and right mix with some different EQing on from his mix. He did send me, oh no, he sent me a left and right mix, that's why. I think on the Scarlet Envy one, I did a left and right mix. Basically, yeah, so we've got these here, and then we've got the stock footage. So we start, and this one, because I want the stock footage to be over the top of it rather than be behind like I did with the Before the Sirens video, it sits on the next layer. So you've got to layer things how you want them to appear. So we've got all the relevant stock footage in there, which hopefully this will come up in a second. My computer is being awful today. So there we go. So I've actually, on this one, I thought was interesting to do was the composition. So I've done this blending mode called Lighten. So what that does is it's going to give it a much lighter tone, which means James comes through. If I reset that back to normal, you can't see James. He's in full. You can see this other guy's all the way there. So there we go. That's the original footage with the filter on. If I put that back to, so it was around 90%, and I put it back to Lighten, and James comes through, and you get this nice kind of weird blend of the two, which I quite liked. We're using quite a lot of different areas on here. So we have earth tones, which completely lightens it out. Also darkens it out and gives you this much more darker, sinister tone. We've got mood free, which basically makes it very kind of dark contrast. So it takes the pinkness out of the skin. We have auto enhance, which just kind of sharpens everything up. We've got blue streak, which fit that out as well. We've got silent film, which, if you can see it straight away, it's giving you this darkness edge around the edges, which I like. Little glitches. We've got glitch line, which I take that out. We've got mild movement. So what we now have is no filters on there whatsoever, and this is what we would have got. Which isn't bad. It's pretty cool. It still looks pretty good. It just looks a little bit like here we've got this markings down here on the screen. Oh no, that's just on my screen. There you go. But basically, yeah, it's still dark. It's still kind of clean. But when you start to throw in, you've got the mild, the glitch line, the silent move, which I think looks great because it just softens out the edges. The auto enhance gives you this like crispness to it. Takes out some of the greys. Moody free just makes it nice and dark, and then we get the earth tones here, which just completely just layers and layers and layers. It just gives you this nice deep natural shade, and then finally the blue streak, and then we get this, which is a massive difference to what originally was there. So we did work really well, and I actually didn't have to like cut the footage up or cut the effects up. The effects pretty much from start to finish, which I like doing. We did have some ideas about doing like samples of other things in there. We threw in a couple of other effects. We've got this thing called Chaos. which just basically goes crazy. So it just makes everything just shake around a lot. We've got hallucination, which just separates out. So this was kind of a spoken word bit, which I thought worked quite well with the idea of hallucination, because it all kind of breaks apart and it's all kind of trippy. And then for the outro, we kind of just threw in this kind of glitchy VHS or VCR distortion, which just gives you these lines down the page, which again I really liked the idea of just everything being quite broken, quite industrial. And it just worked really, really well. It didn't take too long to do. We did quite a few retakes on this, and this is the retakes as far as edits and revisions was just down to personal choices. So I wanted there to be more statistics and stuff like that in it, just to kind of really explain the concept of the video, which I felt added by bookending some statistics in there. It helps people understand it rather than it being a video where it's kind of, for me, watching the video with, even though I know what it's about, I watch the video and because I don't have any markers in it, it makes me think that the video is just about abuse. And it can be. You can interpret it that way if that's how you want to feel it. But I know that it wasn't specifically about abuse in that sense. It was all about foster parents and foster homes and foster kids getting hit, etc. And it's harder to get that one across because, unfortunately, with stock footage, you don't get a lot of footage of kids being hit. It's just not used. It's not something that they want to promote. So you either have to film it yourself, which we were not in a position to do, or you have to try and work another way of telling the story. And that's where we were using foster home statistics at the beginning and the end to really just bookend it, and then using the footage that we've used, the stock footage in between. So yeah, good little video to do though. Very, very good fun. So thoroughly enjoyed doing that. Now, if you like the video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, and that, of course, how Dave does it.